Welcome back to After the Whistle. We broke down the regions from 11B. Let's talk about the teams. Luke, who are we starting with?
We're going to start with Linton H&B, the 9-man state champions, making the move up to 11-man this year, and it's going to be a big-time jump. They return just 2 players from that state title team, or excuse me, only have 2 seniors returning from that state title team, losing all-state quarterback Lucas Schumacher and all-time leading rusher Trey Jacob. The question is going to be who will step up for those guys when they need it. Here's what head coach Tanner Puritan had to say about what the realignment this year means for North Dakota.
11B is going to be a really tough division, but I don't think there's a perfect system. You know, at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone at the bottom of the totem pole. You know, just happens to be us this year. But like I said, football's football, and at the end of the day, it comes down to who's going to hit harder and who's going to execute better. So should make for some good football and should be interesting.
Let's take a look at some of their notable games on the road at Kindred on September 3rd. That'll be a big one, followed up by a game against Lisbon. That's one that's circled on their calendar, and later in the season, Central Cass. So we'll find out a lot from this Lions team and that 2-week stretch. And trust me, those 2 games with Kindred and Lisbon are 2 that they're looking at early on.
Absolutely. State caliber teams there. Moving on from Linton, let's go to another team that changed divisions. They were in the Dakota Bowl last year as well, coming off a championship loss to St. Mary's.
Yeah, that's right. Beulah with some key players returning for 2021. Trey Brandt at the quarterback position, along with Trapper Skowski. Those 2, along with the depth that Beulah has each year, can prove to be huge moving down to that 11B level. They'll see a lot of new teams, too. Will their unique offense throw off opponents who haven't seen them yet? It'll be interesting to see what the Miners bring this season.
Yeah, some of the big games for you, of course, the Coal Bowl will always be circled on the calendar, September 3rd. And look at that start of October, back-to-back weeks of Shiloh Christian and then matching up with Dickinson Trinity in Dickinson should be fun. Let's go to the team in Bismarck. Shiloh Christian, the Skyhawks coming in as a playoff team, ending up falling in the semifinals at home to Bishop Ryan a year ago.
Yeah, that's right. Talking about what Shiloh faces going into this year, they don't have their returning QB in Josh Coling. It's a 2-way competition for the quarterback spot in camp, but they bring back some size on that line despite the loss of Dylan Finley and Stephen Pacino. They'll be run heavy to start out with, so that should work to their advantage.
Shiloh got off to a tough start last year, 0-2 out of the gate with losses to Harvey Wells County and Dickinson Trinity. I get a sense they don't want to do that again, especially in a tough Southwest region, something that this team is aware of, but is not on the forefront of their minds.
We really try to focus on every day and just getting a little bit better. And we always talk about preparation, that if we take care of what we need to Monday through Thursday, that we will be ready to go and be able to compete on Friday. And so I don't think that really changes depending on the opponent you play. I think the kids they're aware of the type of teams that came to our region, and they know who what their history is. But every year's a new year, so you just never know.
There's a lot of really great teams, and we're not fearful though. We're going to prepare and do our best to be ready for any moment and anything that we're not actually prepared for right now.
And the Skyhawks have an interesting schedule. What stands out, most of their big games on the road, big-time miles with trips out to Dickinson Trinity. That's a Thursday night game on September 9th. 8 days later, they go out to Bowman County, and then on the 15th, final week of the season, they go out to play a playoff team last year facing Killdeer.
Well, let's move up north to Bishop Ryan, a team that ran into the buzzsaw that is Langdon in the state semifinals last year. Are they ready for a return trip to Fargo from 2 seasons ago? Lions did lose a great player in Jackson Feller, a dynamic weapon that will now be making plays for the U-Mary Marauders for years to come. Bishop Ryan loves to mix it up on offense. A passing that game that goes for chunk yards over the middle, and it's dependent on the speed and the run game getting to the outside. Bishop Ryan with an interesting schedule, including the first 2 games of the season, a non-conference game hosting Dickinson Trinity. Titans getting the best of the Lions last year. Rugby will be a good test for Bishop Ryan in week 2, a tough game on the road. And then they host Velva Garrison on October 8th, a newly formed co-op between Velva and Garrison. Well, let's move out west to talk about another playoff team from last year, the Trinity Titans, losing their leading rusher in Nathaniel Gillick and a big piece up front in Tanner Soren, but a lot of firepower returning with the likes of Aiden Hike, a do-it-all athlete for the Titans. I think this will be a team that makes another run in the playoffs. It'll just be a question of if they can get over the hump for the first time since 2005.
Look at the Dickinson Trinity schedule. We talked about that Bishop Ryan game. A few weeks later, they travel up the road for a tough test against Killdeer. And then October 8th, can't hype this game up enough between the Titans and the Miners. I know we'll be there. So let's go to prediction time. And what do I have here? The Southwest region, I really like Beulah. Trey Brandt under center. Coach Dooley has a great system in place that translate well to the 11B level. And out of the Northwest, I'll take Bishop Ryan. A lot of question marks overall all in this region, but my state champ, I mean, hard to pick against the juggernaut that is Langdon area Edmore Munich.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on the regional champs, but I think Langdon's going to drop off a little bit this year. And I think Beulah might be able to make that jump, the final hurdle in the Dakota Bowl. Lots of athleticism returns for that team. I think this year could be the year they get it done. So we've got the 11-man teams covered.